And hello once again, and good evening, and welcome to another live stream here tonight. Another Major League Baseball game for you tonight. Tampa Bay and Cleveland tonight on a Monday night in the MLB. Two teams that realistically at this point are just fighting for their playoff lives at this point. Cleveland on a 5-game losing streak currently, and Tampa Bay is coming off a series where they won 2 out of 3 against the Cardinals, so that helped keep their postseason chances alive. First of all, I want to welcome you. My name is John, Sports Bonanza John, my YouTube handle. If you like my content on here, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe. That would mean a lot and go a long way. Appreciate it. Also with you on Kick tonight at Sports Kick John. Also have some content on Twitch at Sport Guru John, not on Twitch tonight. But I do have some content on there, as I do on my page regularly. Before we begin, I always start with a prayer. Let's do that right now. Lord Jesus, thank you for this day. Thank you for watching over us all, Lord, and please look over everyone tonight and keep everyone safe tonight, Lord, as I pray this in your mighty name, Jesus' name, amen. All right, as mentioned, Tampa Bay and Cleveland tonight. As I mentioned, both teams really just fighting for their playoff lives at this point. The Rays 4 games under 500. Cleveland, with this current losing streak that they are on, is now a game under 500. As Cleveland was swept by Texas, getting shut out the last 2 games of that series. And follow that up by losing a series to the Diamondbacks prior to that. So Cleveland just wanting to right the ship here, as they have fallen also to 3rd place in the American League Central. But trying to snap this current 5-game losing streak and looking for their first run in the last 2 games. As I mentioned, they were shut out the last 2 games of that series by Texas. Tampa Bay, meanwhile, comes in 4 games under 500. They currently sit 4th place in the American League East. Their playoff chances are on life support as well. 63-67 record for Tampa Bay coming in tonight. Pitching matchup tonight for the 2 teams. It is going to be Ian Seymour taking the hill for Tampa Bay. Tanner Bybee will be on the mound for Cleveland tonight. In a series, both teams desperately need to win this series to keep their playoff chances in realistic shape. As Tampa Bay will send out this lineup against Bybee, it'll be Simpson, the left fielder, leading off. Diaz will DH. He bats second tonight. Lau at second base will bat third. Caminero at third base is the cleanup hitter. Lowe in right field will bat 5th. Mangum in center field bats 6th. Fiducia, the catcher tonight for Tampa Bay, he'll bat 7th. Williams at shortstop will bat in the 8th spot. And Seymour at first base rounds out the batting order tonight for Tampa Bay on a 69-degree clear evening in Cleveland. As Tampa Bay currently 6.5 out of that final playoff spot. Cleveland coming in 5 games out of that final playoff spot. So as I mentioned, both teams really clinging to life support at this point as far as postseason aspirations are concerned. And Tanner Bybee, as I mentioned, gets the start tonight for Cleveland. He comes in with a 9-9 record, making his 26th start of the season. 4.62 ERA. He's walked 44 and struck out 129 in 142 and a third innings. Cleveland making the playoffs last year as AL Central champions, but a late season funk here has them to the point where they're going to have to go on probably a 6-7 game winning streak to even get back in the picture, because not only are they 5 games out of the final wild card spot, you've also got a team to pass in there as well to try and even catch that final wild card spot, which is currently owned by Seattle at this point. And as I mentioned earlier, Cleveland has also fallen to 3rd in the American League Central, as Kansas City has passed them in both the Central and wild card standings. So Cleveland has put themselves in quite the uphill scenario here in these final 31-32 games of the season if they want to make it back to the postseason. So we're about set to go. Chandler Simpson will lead it off for Tampa Bay tonight. Simpson coming in hitting .307, 21 runs batted in. And we are underway on the first pitch tonight from Cleveland. And it is low and inside for ball one. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's low and inside again, 2-0. Tom Hanahan, our home plate umpire tonight. Adam Hamari, the home plate or the first base umpire. Nestor Seja at second, and Todd Tichenor, the umpire over at third base. Bybee sets and delivers the 2-0 pitch, and there's a strike down the middle to Simpson. It'll now be a 2-1 count. We'll run down the baseball scoreboard for you as the night goes on. Couple of important series playoffs for playoff scenarios tonight as well. There's a swing and a miss by Simpson. The count's now even 2-2. Bybee delivers the 2-2 pitch. That's lined and caught. A leaping grab there at second base for Rocchio, and that's how the game begins tonight. And it will bring up Yandy Diaz, the DH tonight for Tampa Bay, hitting .279, 21 home runs. He's drove in 73 on the year. And Bybee delivers. Ball one high. Bybee working quickly, delivering the 1-0 pitch that just missed high, and the count now 2-0 to Yandy Diaz. .2-0 pitch is popped up on the infield very high and called as the first baseman Santana with the catch, and that is out number 2 in the top of the first. So 2 down in the Rays' first inning, and it will bring up Brandon Lowe. Lowe hitting at .266, 25 home runs. He's drove in 63. Second on the team in home runs. And the pitch is right at the knees for strike one. Bybee delivers the 0-1 pitch. Lowe swings through that one, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Bybee's 0-2 pitch to Lowe is coming now. Down low, good stop back there by the catcher Naylor, and it's now 1-2. Bybee delivers the 1-2 pitch. Down low, that will even the count 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Downstairs, and that will run the count full, 3-2. Lowe gets set for the 3-2 payoff pitch from Bybee. That's down low, and Lau battles back and draws a 2-out walk. For the batter, Junior Caminero. Caminero hitting .255, 37 home runs. He's drove in 91. He is the Rays' leader in home runs and RBIs. And the pitch on the way to Caminero. Ball one. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Little low. Bybee wondering where that missed. As he was asking home plate umpire Tom Hanahan where exactly that missed. Bybee set to regroup and deliver the 2-0 pitch. Caminero sends it in the air to right field. That could be trouble, and that is going to be caught on an over-the-shoulder catch by Rocchio, and that will end the inning. 2-out walk ends the Rays' first inning. We head to the bottom of the first. It's Tampa Bay 0, and Cleveland coming up. As Cleveland is going to face on the mound for Tampa Bay tonight will be Ian Seymour. Seymour making his first start of the season. Comes in with a record of 1-0, 3.86 ERA, 8 walks and 26 strikeouts in 23 1/3 innings. As he will face this batting order for Cleveland tonight. Kwan, the left fielder, will lead off. Martinez playing center field will bat second. Ramirez at third base will bat third. Manzardo, the DH tonight, he's in the cleanup spot for Cleveland. Santana at first base will bat fifth. Arias, the shortstop, in the number 6 spot. Naylor, the catcher, will bat seventh. Rocchio at second base will bat eighth. And Jones in right field rounds out the batting order tonight for Cleveland. Again, they come in 64 and 65, losers of 5 in a row, and have fallen 5 games out of that third and final wild card spot. As they've picked a bad time of the year to go on a 5-game losing streak, and Cleveland also, as I mentioned, was shut out in those last 2 games in the Rangers series this weekend. So here we go at the bottom of the first inning. It's going to be Stephen Kwan leading off for Cleveland. Kwan coming in hitting .273 with 10 home runs. He's drove in 40 on the season. As we are set to get underway, bottom of the first, mentioned Cleveland 64 and 65. Tampa Bay comes in 63 and 67, fourth place in the American League East. They are 6.5 out of that third and final wild card spot. So here's Kwan coming up. First pitch, bottom one, is right down the middle for strike one. Seymour delivers the 0-1 pitch to Kwan. That's a little, caught the outside corner, according to home plate umpire Tom Hanahan, and it's quickly 0-2. .0-2 pitch down low, a ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch to Kwan is hit to first. And taking it himself to the bag is Seymour, outrunning Kwan to first, and that's the first out of the bottom of the first. And it will bring up Angel Martinez. Martinez hitting .231, 10 home runs. He's drove in 40 on the season. Seymour's delivery to Martinez is upstairs for ball 1. Here comes the strike 1 pitch. That's the ball 1 pitch rather, is outside and it's 2-0. It's 2-0. Martinez sends it to right and curving foul. And it'll be 2 balls and 1 strike now on Martinez. Seymour working quickly on the mound, and he delivers the 2-1 pitch to Martinez. Martinez pops it up into foul territory, and no play there as it goes into the dugout. Seymour made an attempt at it over there, but a little bit too far out of his reach as it hit into the dugout, and it's now 2-2. We got a Seymour pitching and a Seymour playing first base tonight for Tampa Bay. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Martinez goes down on strikes. And Ian Seymour with his first strikeout of the game. 2 down in the Cleveland first. And it will bring up Ramirez. Jose Ramirez coming in hitting .288 with 26 home runs and 68 runs batted in, leading Cleveland in every offensive category. And Seymour's pitch is right there for strike 1 to Ramirez. Here comes the 0-1 from Seymour. That's a little high. A ball and a strike the count on Ramirez. 1-1 pitch. Outside, and that will run the count to 2-1. Ramirez steps back in and awaits Seymour's 2-1 pitch. That's upstairs as well. It's now 3-1 on Ramirez. See if Ramirez takes on this 3-1 pitch from Seymour, and here it is. Swing and a miss. He went after it, and I think he swung at ball 4 there, but it fills the count 3-2. Yeah, that was definitely ball 4 that Ramirez went after, but he was up there hacking. And the 3-2 payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts from Seymour. And Cleveland retired 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. End of 1 in Cleveland. Tampa Bay, Cleveland, 0-0. As this is the first of a 13-game schedule in the major leagues tonight. Let's quickly run down the major league schedule for you. A couple games underway. Red Sox and Orioles underway in Baltimore. Red Sox lead that game 1-0 after 1. Also underway in Miami between the Braves and the Marlins. That game scoreless in the second. About to get underway in about 10 minutes at Yankee Stadium. Yankees and the Nationals. Also about 10 minutes away from getting underway in Toronto. First place Toronto Blue Jays hosting the Twins. About 15 minutes away from first pitch in New York. Big series there. The Phillies and the Mets at Citi Field. Brewers host the Diamondbacks. Brewers had that 14-game winning streak, but they've now lost back-to-back series. Royals, who are currently catching that final wild card spot as they moved into second in the American League Central. They're in Chicago against the White Sox tonight. Pirates and Cardinals at Busch is about an hour away from first pitch. AL West showdown in Arlington between the Angels and Rangers. That gets underway just after 8 Eastern. Padres and Mariners, that a big series there in Seattle. Mariners currently have that third and final wild card spot in the American League. Padres are tied for first in the NL West with the Dodgers. Speaking of the Dodgers, they host Cincinnati tonight. Later on, and Tigers and A's later on as well out west. That's a look at the baseball scoreboard. Few series there with serious playoff implications. And here, Tampa Bay and Cleveland, both two teams just clinging for their playoff lives at this point, as we are scoreless after one. And it is going to be Lowe leading off the top of the second for Cleveland, or for Tampa Bay, rather. Josh Lowe hitting .235 on the season with 7 home runs, and he's drove in 29 on the year. First pitch, top 2, is outside, ball 1. Lowe awaits the 1-0 pitch from Bybee. That's inside, and Bybee behind 2-0 now. Bybee's 2-0 pitch to Lowe on the way. Swing and a miss as Lowe was up there hacking. Now 2-1 the count. Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Bybee to Lowe. That's hit foul, and that will even the count 2-2. Two-two pitch. Outside, and that will fill the count at 3-2. Bybee gets set for the 3-2 payoff pitch. On the ground to first, and that's an easy play at first base for Santana, and that's the first out in the top of the second. And that will bring up the number 6 hitter for Cleveland, or for Tampa Bay. I don't know why I could go on Cleveland. Jake Mangum. Mangum hitting .283. He's got a couple home runs. He's drove in 34 on the year. And Bybee's pitch to Mangum. On the way. Mangum fouls it off for strike 1. Mangum steps right back in and awaits Bybee's 0-1 pitch. And here it is. They will appeal to third base, and the third base umpire says no swing, and that will even the count at a ball and a strike. Bybee brings the 1-1 pitch to Mangum. Up high and outside, and that will make the count now 2-1. Two-one pitch on the way to Mangum. That's going to be called a strike. That will even the count 2-2. A 2-2 pitch on the way from Bybee to Mangum. On the ground to second. Easy play over there for Rocchio as he throws it over to first for out number 2. 2 down here in the Tampa Bay second, and it will bring up the Rays catcher, Fiducia. Fiducia in his 16th game with Tampa Bay, coming over earlier in the season from the Dodgers. And Fiducia goes around as he tried to hold up but could not. Strike 1. Overall average Fiducia at 143 with a couple of RBIs. Here's the 0-1. That's right there at the knees, and Fiducia's in an 0-2 hole. Oh-2 pitch from Bybee to Fiducia outside, 1-2. 1-2 pitch misses high, and that will even the count 2-2. Bybee resets and delivers the 2-2 pitch to Fiducia. Fouled away, and we will do it again. Bybee delivers another 2-2 pitch to Fiducia. Downstairs, and that will fill the count 3-2. Here comes a 3-2 payoff pitch. And Fiducia stays alive by fouling that away. And this will be pitch number 8 of the at-bat coming up. Another payoff pitch coming from Bybee to Fiducia. Inside, ball 4. And Fiducia will draw a 2-out walk. And it will bring up the number 8 hitter for Tampa Bay, shortstop Carson Williams. Williams was called up from AAA just on Thursday. This is just his third game with the Rays, but he's hitting .429, 3 out of 7 since his call-up. Williams takes a strike at the knees. Fiducia, the runner at first, with 2 outs for the Rays here in a scoreless second inning. And here's the 0-1 pitch to Williams from Bybee. Downstairs, that will even the count, a ball and a strike. One pitch on the way from Bybee to Carson Williams. Williams fouls it away, and Williams now down 1-2. The Rays are running Bybee's pitch count up, as this is already going to be his 40th pitch, and he's not out of the second inning yet. And the 1-2 pitch. Fouled away and stays alive. Williams, in his call-up from AAA, as mentioned on Thursday, he homered on Friday in the Cardinals series for the Rays. And Williams swings and misses here for strike 3, and that does it for the Rays in the second. They get a 2-out walk, but strand the runner. We go to the bottom of the second, still 0-0, Tampa Bay and Cleveland. Well, following this, which is a must-win series for both of these teams, if they want to just even stay in the neighborhood in the playoff picture, the Cleveland coming up this weekend will host the Mariners. That is the team that is in the third wild card spot. So if Cleveland can take this series and take the series against Seattle, they can get themselves back in the picture. Mentioned currently 5 behind the Mariners for that final playoff spot, final wild card spot in the American League. Rays are 6.5 out. After this series, they head to the nation's capital to begin a series with the Nationals this weekend, but the Rays clinging to, well, both these teams really are just clinging for their playoff lives at this point. Going to have to go on a pretty significant winning streak, you would think, to get themselves even back in the picture as far as postseason goes. Here we get set to go the bottom of the second inning. It's going to be Manzardo, the Cleveland DH, to lead it off. Manzardo on the season hitting at .233. He's got 21 home runs, and he's drove in 55. As Cleveland still looking for their first run in the last, 3 games. They were shut out on Saturday and Sunday in Arlington against the Rangers. Looking to finally dent the scoreboard for the first time since this past Friday. And a quick update on my live stream schedule. I'm going to be back with you on Wednesday for more baseball, another baseball stream. It'll be the Pirates and the Cardinals coming up on Wednesday here on my live stream page. First pitch, bottom 2 is a strike right down the middle to Manzardo. Manzardo DHing for Cleveland tonight, and now he's behind 0-2 as that pitch right at the knees. And Seymour working quickly and delivering the 0-2 pitch to Manzardo. And here it is. That bounces up there. Now a ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch on the way. Manzardo fouls it off to stay alive. Manzardo will be followed by Santana and Arias, 3 scheduled batters here in the Cleveland second inning. And another 1-2 from Seymour to Manzardo is bounced foul. Stays alive again. One-two pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Manzardo strikes out. That's 3 consecutive strikeouts for Seymour to begin this game for Tampa Bay, and it will bring up Carlos Santana, the Cleveland first baseman. Santana hitting .226 with 11 home runs. He's drove in 52. So Ian Seymour for Tampa Bay getting his first start of the season. He's been coming out of the bullpen all year and looking pretty good here, but Santana sends one to left field. That's going to stay in the park, though, just shy of the warning track, and Simpson makes the catch for the second out. 2 down here in the Cleveland second, and it will bring up Gabriel Arias, the Cleveland shortstop, hitting .222. 9 home runs for Arias. He's drove in 45 on the year. This is a Cleveland team that really struggles offensively. As a team, they're hitting just .225 on the season. And that pitch misses low for ball 1. Seymour delivers the 1-0 pitch to Arias, and that will hit the outside corner for strike 1. Ball and a strike. Seymour delivers quickly. That's right down the middle for strike 2. A ball and 2 strikes. One-two from Seymour to Arias. That is lifted to right, and that will bounce foul as Arias stays alive. Another 1-2 pitch on the way to Arias. Swing and a miss. That is strikeout number 4 for Seymour. And that does it for Cleveland in the second. 6 up and 6 down so far for Seymour. We've played 2 in Cleveland. Nothing. As it will be the 9-1-2 hitters for Tampa Bay coming up here in the third inning against Tanner Bybee. As I was mentioning there before the bottom of the second, my live stream schedule will continue on Wednesday night with the game between the Pirates and the Cardinals. Cardinals in the same situation as these 2 teams here, Tampa Bay and Cleveland. They're just fighting for their playoff lives at this point. That's a must-win series for them against the Pirates if they want to try and stay in the picture. And then we'll be back with you on a live stream Thursday night for a college football game on Thursday night. Again, not quite sure what game it's going to be. It's looking like it might be Boise State, South Florida, but that's not a given yet. Keep you updated on that. I will know by my live stream Wednesday night what game I'm going to be doing on Thursday. And then we'll have 2 college football games for you on Saturday. More than likely, Texas, Ohio State will be one of them. Again, not sure what the second game is going to be yet, but I'll keep you updated on that as well as we are getting into the college football and football in general getting set. And I'm here located here in Indiana, and it sure felt like a fall football day today as college football got underway this past Saturday with what was week 0, but a full slate this weekend to fully kick off the season. But back to this one, it's scoreless here as we go into the 3rd inning. And for Tampa Bay, it's going to be Bob Seymour leading it off. Just his 8th game of the season. He does have a homer on the year in his previous 7 games. As we are set to begin the top of the 3rd inning in Cleveland. And Bybee's first pitch at the top of the 3rd to Seymour is a little outside for ball 1. Both pitchers working very quickly from the mound here. And the 1-0 pitch from Bybee, a swing and a miss. Count now 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss again, and Seymour now behind 1-2. They've gotten underway at Yankee Stadium, also in Toronto and at Citi Field in those 3 games. One-two pitch from Bybee to Seymour on the ground to first. Santana will take it himself, and that will be out number 1 in the top of the 3rd inning. And that will bring us back to the top of the order in Chandler Simpson. Orioles have tied up the Red Sox 1-1. That game after 2 in Baltimore. Simpson awaits Bybee's pitch, and here it is. Strike 1. That Red Sox-Orioles game, Red Sox enter the night 5 back of Toronto in the American League East. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's bounced to second. Easy play there. Over to Santana for out number 2 as Rocchio makes the play at second base. And it'll bring up Yandy Diaz. Diaz 0 for 1. And here's the pitch. Down low, ball 1. Comes the 1-0 pitch. And that is fair down the right field line, as that's going to be the first hit of the night for either team. Rounding first, and the throw to second is cut off. There may have been a play at second there, but Diaz slides into second with a 2-out double. So Diaz with the game's first hit, a 2-out double down the right field line, and it will bring up Brandon Lau. Lau walked his first time up. Diaz stands at second base with 2 outs. And the pitch on the way to Lau. Bounce to first. Santana will play it himself to end the inning. So a 2-out double by Diaz, but the Rays strand him at second. We head to the bottom of the third in Cleveland. Still nothing game, as it'll be the 7, 8, 9 hitters for Cleveland. Naylor, Rocchio, and Jones due up in the bottom of the third. And this, the first meeting between these two teams this year. They will meet again at the beginning of September in Tampa Bay for 4. As this a 3-game series in Cleveland. With both teams facing realistic must-win series right here. But Ian Seymour taking the mound here, getting his first start of the season and looking very good in doing so, as he has brought down the first 6 Cleveland hitters. And he will face Naylor, the Cleveland catcher, to lead off the bottom of the third inning. Naylor coming in on the season hitting 180. He's got 11 home runs. He's drove in 29 on the year. As we are moving right along through the first 2.5 innings of this one. Not even 40 minutes old in this game yet. Phillies have scored in the top of the first in Citi Field. They lead the Mets 1-0. Red Sox and Orioles remain tied 1-1, top 3 in Baltimore. As mentioned, Red Sox come in 5 games behind Toronto in the AL East. Yankees enter the night 5.5 behind Toronto. Red Sox currently own the number 1 wild card spot in the American League. Yankees just a half game behind them in the second wild card spot. Back to work here. First pitch, bottom of the third. Seymour to Naylor, and that is a strike at the knees. Strike 1 pitch on the way from Seymour. That's a foul ball, and Naylor quickly behind 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Seymour to Naylor. Swing and a miss. That is strikeout number 5 for Seymour. 1 down in the inning, and it will bring up the Cleveland second baseman, Rocchio. Rocchio hitting .233. 3 home runs on the season. He's drove in 32. And the pitch. And Rocchio fouls it back for strike 1. Strike 1 pitch on the way from Seymour to Rocchio. That's a little outside. A ball and a strike now. It's the 1-1. And a called strike. Rocchio didn't like that call. He thought it was a little high. But nonetheless, it's a ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch. That's going to be lined into right field. That's going to be a base hit, and Cleveland has their first base runner of the night. A 1-out single for Rocchio here in the bottom of the third. And it will bring up the Cleveland right fielder, Nolan Jones, the number 9 hitter. Hitting .213 with 3 home runs on the season. He's drove in 29. As Cleveland has their first base runner with 1 out in the third inning. And the pitch to Jones is at the knees, strike 1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. And a throw over to first. Rocchio 6 stolen bases on the season. Not a real big stolen base threat. And here's the 0-1 pitch. In the air, center field, playable out there for Mangum, and he's under it and has it for out number 2. 2 down in the third, and they'll bring up the top of the order, Stephen Kwan. Kwan steps up with the runner at first and 2 outs in a scoreless bottom of the third. And another throw over to first as Rocchio gets back. Stephen Kwan, a ground out victim his first time. And the pitch from Seymour to Kwan, that's grounded to first. An easy play right there as Seymour takes it himself and will step on first to end the inning. Cleveland gets their first base runner, but strands him at first. We're a third of the way through this. Tampa Bay and Cleveland, 0-0. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 in the lineup. Caminero, Lowe, and Mangum due up in the top of the fourth for Tampa Bay. Blue Jays have put up 2 in the bottom of the first against the Twins, so the Blue Jays lead that game 2-0. They're still batting in the first inning. Well, in addition to Major League Baseball, we also had some action over the weekend. We crowned 2 champions in the sports world yesterday. On Sunday, the PGA, the Tour Championship, and Tommy Fleetwood not only won his first PGA Tour event, but also took home the FedEx Cup Championship. As Tommy Fleetwood won the Tour Championship. Hard to believe that with as long as he's been playing, that was his first ever PGA Tour win. And what a win to get it in, as it also won him the FedEx Cup Championship. Congratulations to Tommy Fleetwood. And also the other champion that was crowned yesterday was at the Little League Baseball World Series, and Chinese Taipei picked up a 7-0 win over the Las Vegas, Nevada team. That was Chinese Taipei's 18th Little League Baseball Championship, but their first one in 29 years. And that was the first international team to win the Little League World Series since Japan won it in 2017. So those were the 2 champions that were crowned over the weekend in the sports world. And here it is 0-0 as we get set to go to the 4th inning. It's going to be Caminero leading it off for Tampa Bay in the 4th. It's 0-for-1 in the game tonight so far. And the first pitch, top of the 4th, from Bybee is low, ball 1. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Bybee to Caminero, swing and a miss. Well, he was swinging for the fence on that one. It's a ball and a strike. Bybee's 1-1 pitch on the way to Caminero. Bounced foul, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Looks like Caminero kind of banged up his right hand on that last swing. He's trying to shake it off right now. Yeah, steps back in the box now. And is set for the 1-2 pitch from Bybee. That's bounced to set. That's going to be a tough play. The throw across, not in time. That was kind of hit right there towards center field. It was a long run for the second baseman, Rocchio, and he tried to throw to first in time. It was a good throw, but way too late to throw out Caminero, and he's got an infield single to lead off the fourth. And the batter will be Josh Lowe. Lowe is 0 for 1. Bybee's pitch to Lowe is hit foul, strike one. Caminero is short to medium-sized lead at first base. He's got 6 steals on the season. The 0-1 pitch to Lowe, swing and a miss. Lowe behind 0-2 now. Caminero now a short lead at first, and the 0-2 pitch. Inside corner, strike 3. Lowe didn't like the call. As he goes back to the dugout, that's the first out. And it'll bring up the center fielder, Mangum. They showed the replay. That looked like a pretty good pitch. Here's Mangum. 0 for 1 so far, and Bybee's pitch is a swing and a miss. Mangum grounded out his first time back in the second inning. Caminero another short lead at first, and here's the 0-1 pitch. That's lifted into left center field. That's hit pretty well, but it's going to be caught just on the edge of the warning track by Kwan for out number 2. And it'll bring up the catcher, Fiducia. Fiducia drew a walk his first time. Snap throw over to first. Caminero gets back. Now Bybee delivers to Fiducia. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. Swing and a miss. And Fiducia's down 0-2. Bybee's 0-2 pitch on the way to Fiducia. Outside, ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch. Upstairs. That'll even the count 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And the pitch down low, and Caminero steals second without a throw. So Caminero gets himself into scoring position with 2 outs. We've got time called here by the third base umpire, and now he's going out. And they're actually going to call Caminero out, I believe. And now Kevin Cash going out, the Rays manager wanting an explanation. No, now Caminero's still at second base. Not sure what exactly the issue was there, but looks like everything's set as Caminero stands at second base, and it's a 3-2 count to Fiducia, and here's the payoff pitch. Down low, ball 4. The throw down to third, gets throw and into left field. And Caminero's going to come around to score. And Tampa Bay strikes first tonight, 1-0. Caminero took off for third. It was ball 4 to Fiducia, and the throw went into left field, and that allowed Caminero to come in and score. So it's 1-0 Tampa Bay. That's going to be an E2 that allowed Caminero to come in and score. Here's Williams, and he takes strike 1. He struck out his first time up against Bybee. That's going to be an unearned run for Tampa Bay. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Bounced and under the shortstop and through into left center field for a base hit. So the Rays with 2 on and 2 out here in the 4th. Already with the run across. And that will bring up the number 9 hitter for the Rays, Bob Seymour. Bybee nearing the 70 pitch mark already. And he's not out of the 4th inning yet. The pitch to Seymour is lifted in the air. Foul territory. Third base side. That will hit the screen and be out of play. Boy, the Blue Jays broke loose for 4 runs in the bottom of the 1st against the Twins. Blue Jays lead that game 4-0 after 1. Yankees lead the Nationals 1-0. Bybee's 0-1 pitch to Seymour. Swing and a miss. Seymour behind 0-2. Orioles have grabbed the lead over the Red Sox. Orioles lead that game 3-1. That game's heading to the 4th inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Bybee to Seymour outside, ball 1. Two on here for the Rays with 2 outs as they've gotten a run across here in the 4th. And here's the 1-2 pitch. That's lined into right. That's a base hit. Coming around third and scoring for the Rays. And it's a 2-run 4th inning as it is now 2-0 Tampa Bay. As Bob Seymour drives in a run with an RBI single. As that drove in Fiducia from second base. And Williams advanced to third. And now a meeting on the mound here as the Rays have gotten to Bybee here in the 4th. As it will be back to the top of the order in Simpson. So here's Chandler Simpson, 0 for 2 currently in the game. Stepping up with runners at the corners and 2 outs and 2 in here in the fourth for the Rays. The pitch to Simpson, that's lined into center field. That's going to be playable out there, however, in center field for Martinez to end the top of the fourth. But Tampa Bay dents the scoreboard, gets 2 on 3 hits. There was a very crucial error in there. The Rays do leave 2. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's Tampa Bay 2, Cleveland nothing. Tampa Bay has left 5 runners on base through 4 innings. It'll be Martinez, Ramirez, and Manzardo, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Cleveland. Due up in the bottom of the fourth, now trailing in this game 2-0. Still looking for their first run since Friday's game against the Rangers. Cleveland has not scored since the 8th inning of Friday's game. So that is 22 consecutive scoreless innings for Cleveland. As their offense just really, really struggling at this point right now. Not a time in the season to have your offense hit a funk when you're already down in the wild card race. And they trail here 2-0 as we get set to go to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's going to be Martinez leading it off. Martinez, a strikeout victim his first time. He's one of 5 strikeout victims by Ian Seymour so far in this game, as he now takes the hill with the lead for the first time. So here we go. 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Cleveland in the bottom of the fourth. First pitch from Seymour is outside. It caught the corner. According to the home plate umpire, that's strike 1. 0-1 pitch. That is ripped to left, but curving foul. And Martinez quickly down 0-2. Lord Bybee, when he went off the mound there after the top of the fourth inning ended, really showing some frustration. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Hit to third. Played over there by Caminero, and the throw to first in time to retire Martinez for the first out of the bottom of the fourth. And it will bring up Jose Ramirez. He also was a strikeout victim his first time. Bybee well over the 70 pitch mark through 4 innings. Meanwhile, Ian Seymour just now through his 40th. As Ramirez fouls that away for strike 1. Comes the 0-1 pitch. Upstairs. Counts now even 1-1. One pitch. Downstairs. 2-1. Two-one pitch on the way to Ramirez from Seymour. On the ground to short. Another easy play there. Fielded by Williams, and the throw over to first in time for out number 2. And it will bring up the DH Manzardo with 2 out and nobody on for Cleveland here in the 4th. And Seymour's pitch to Manzardo is lifted in the air to right center field. On the edge of the warning track in right center, the catch is made by Mango Man. Cleveland 1-2-3 retired in the 4th. That's now 23 consecutive innings. Cleveland has been held scoreless. We head to the 5th. Tampa Bay 2, Cleveland nothing. As it will be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Tampa Bay, Diaz, Lau, and Caminero. In the 5th, for the Rays, looking to add some insurance to their 2-0 lead. Updates on some scores. Orioles continuing to lead the Red Sox 3-1. That's bottom 4. Yankees still lead the Nationals 1-0. That game's in the top of the 3rd at Yankee Stadium. Blue Jays have added another run over the Twins. That's now 5-0. Bottom 2 in Toronto. Phillies still lead the Mets 1-0. Bottom of the 2nd. They have just gotten underway in Milwaukee and in Chicago. Diamondbacks and Brewers and the Royals and White Sox. And they're about to get underway in St. Louis between the Pirates and the Cardinals. Couple other games from other sports action, WNBA action. Second quarter in New York, Liberty lead the Sun 33-28. And tipping off here in just about 20 minutes in Chicago, Las Vegas and Chicago, as the WNBA getting near to the end of their regular season. And meanwhile, baseball down to the final 5 weeks of regular season in baseball before postseason play gets underway. Starting to get a little bit of a dose as to who we're going to see in this pennant race as the season winds down. There's still several teams still mathematically alive with 5 weeks to go. Here we go, top 5. Bybee back to the mound, and the first pitch to Diaz misses outside, ball 1. One 0 pitch, fouled away, and the count's even now 1-1 on Diaz. One outside, 2-1 now the count to Diaz. Diaz, the 2-1 pitch is nowhere close as that missed way high. 3-1 now. Here's the 3-1. That caught the inside corner for strike 2, and that will fill the count up 3-2. The 3-2 payoff pitch from Bybee to Diaz. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Bybee with strikeout number 3, and that's the first out in the top of the 5th. Brings up Brandon Lau. Lau is 0 for 1. He has reached on a walk. And Bybee's pitch to Lau. Into center field. That's going to be a base hit for Lau. He's got his first hit of the night as he's aboard with a 1-out single in the 5th. And here's Caminero. He's 1 for 2 with a single. He's stolen a couple bases. And he scored on the throwing error by Naylor. Pitch to Caminero is hit pretty well to center field. And back it goes, and goodbye. To straightaway center field, Caminero sends it out. Home run number 38 on the season. RBIs number 92 and 93, and it's 4-0 Rays in the fifth. .412 feet to almost straightaway center field. And that will bring up Josh Lowe. Lowe sends it pretty well into right center, but this one's going to be playable out there for Martinez for out number 2. And it'll bring up the center fielder Mangum with 2 outs. Bybee has now over 80 pitches in this game, and his first pitch to Mangum is inside for ball 1. Bybee delivers the 1-0 pitch. That's hit foul, third base side, evens the count, a ball and a strike. Mangum has grounded out and flown out in his previous 2 at-bats. 1-1 up the middle, but played there by the shortstop Arias, and he throws to first to end the inning. But the Caminero 2-run home run extends the Rays' lead in this one as we're halfway through it. Tampa Bay 4, Cleveland nothing. And it's going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, Santana, Arias, and Naylor, due up in the bottom of the 5th for Cleveland, now in a 4-run hole. Marlins have dented the scoreboard over the Braves. Marlins lead that game 1-0. That game headed to the top of the 6th. And they have now just gotten underway in St. Louis between the Pirates and the Cardinals. Still 3-1 Orioles over the Red Sox, top of the 5th. And the Yankees lead the Nationals 1-0. If the Yankees win that game and the Red Sox lose that game, the Yankees will overtake the Red Sox by a half game. Royals and White Sox 0-0, bottom of the 1st. Royals chasing Seattle for that final wild card spot in the American League. Getting underway in about 15 minutes. The Angels and Rangers in Arlington. So here we go. Ian Seymour been very, very good through the first 4 innings, as he now has a 4-0 lead to work with. And Carlos Santana will lead it off for Cleveland in the bottom of the 5th. Santana 0 for 1 as Cleveland's managed just 1 hit, the hit by Rocchio in the 3rd inning. And update on that game in Baltimore. The Red Sox have battled back to take the lead now, 4-3. Top of the 5th inning. Three-run home run by Duran in that game has given the Red Sox the lead. First pitch, bottom of the 5th, is a strike. 0-1, count to Santana. Duran steps back in and awaits Seymour's pitch, and that's a swing and a miss, and that's actually strike 3. Strikeout number 6 for Seymour. 1 down in the bottom of the 5th. That will bring up Arias, who struck out his first time. As Seymour looks like he is in cruise control on the mound right now for Tampa Bay. Here's the pitch to Arias. He swings and misses for strike one. Pitch number 50 for Seymour is downstairs, ball and a strike. Seymour has now started 13 of the 15 batters he's faced with a first pitch strike. 1-1 pitch is fouled away, and the 6 strikeouts in this game for Ian Seymour, a new career high. Not normally a starter. He's usually a relief pitcher, but getting his first start and looking very impressive in doing so. Swing and a miss again. Make it 7 strikeouts for Ian Seymour as Arias went after one outside. 2 down. And it will bring up Naylor. He also struck out his first time against Seymour. And Seymour delivers, ball 1 high. "1-0 pitch. That misses just outside. 2-0 now. The count to Naylor. "2-0 pitch is fouled back. Counts now 2-1. "2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. That's foul ball, actually, but nonetheless, it makes it 2-2. Seymour brings the 2-2 pitch to Naylor, and here it is. Downstairs, and that will fill the count, 3-2. Payoff pitch is fouled away, and another 3-2 coming. "3-2 pitch from Seymour to Naylor. That is ripped to right, but curving well foul. Naylor got a hold of that one, but just curved it foul. Another 3-2 payoff. Downstairs, and that's ball 4. Naylor will draw a 2-out walk. And it will bring up Rocchio. Rocchio's got the only hit for Cleveland so far tonight. A single back in the 3rd. As Cleveland trails this game 4-0, they've been out-hit by Tampa Bay 6-1. And the pitch downstairs. Good stop back there by Fiducia to keep that from going to the backstop. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Rocchio. Inside, it's now 2-0. Naylor standing at first with 2 outs for Cleveland. And the 2-0 pitch hit foul, and that will make it 2-1. "2-1 pitch from Seymour to Rocchio. Check swing foul, and that will even the count 2-2. 2-2 pitch from Seymour to Rocchio. Check swing again and hit foul. Keeps the count 2-2. Another 2-2 pitch on the way. Seymour to Rocchio. Foul back. Rocchio battling and staying alive here. Rocchio steps back in the box again and awaits another 2-2 pitch from Seymour. Called strike 3. Rocchio caught looking. That is 8 strikeouts for Seymour. Cleveland done in the 5th. We head to the 6th. Still 4-0. Tampa Bay leading Cleveland. And it will be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters for Tampa Bay coming up. Fiducia, Williams, and Seymour coming to bat in the top of the 6th inning. Bybee for Cleveland has gone 5 to this point. Given up 6 hits, 4 runs. They are all earned. I mistakenly said that first run was an unearned run earlier, but that is not correct. All 4 runs are earned. 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. See if he comes back out for the 6th inning. Phillies have added to their lead over the Mets. Phillies now lead that game 3-0, top of the 3rd there at Citi Field. And one non-baseball sports story today, and round 1 of the U.S. Open tennis tournament, and American Madison Keys gets upset in the first round today. 6-7, 7-6, 7-5. Now she was defeated by, I hope I get this pronunciation right, Renata Zarazua. And Madison Keys undoing in that tennis game today, 89 unforced errors. I don't think I have ever seen a number that high. 89 unforced errors. Yikes. So the number 6 seed on the women's side at the U.S. Open out in round 1. But here it is 4-0 Tampa Bay leading Cleveland as we head to the top of inning number 6. Bybee is back out there. And we're underway in the top of the 6th inning. Inside, ball 1. Fiducia has walked both previous at-bats so far, and he fouls this off. Counts now a ball and a strike. 1-1 pitch. Fouled away, and Fiducia is now behind 1-2. Comes the 1-2 pitch. In the air, center field. Playable for Martinez, and he's got it for the first out in the top of the 6th inning. He'll bring up Williams. 1 for 2 in the game. Now 4 for 9 since being called up to the majors on Thursday. The pitch to Williams is bounced to third on 1 hop. Fielded there by Ramirez, and the throw over to first, and there's 2 outs very quickly for Tampa Bay here in the top of the 6th. We'll bring up Bob Seymour. Seymour 1 for 2. He drove in a run. Back in the 4th inning. Rays starting to get their bullpen loosening. Garrett Clevenger loosening in the Tampa Bay bullpen. Pitch from Bybee to Seymour is into left field for a base hit. Seymour rounding first on his horse, trying to get to second, and the throw is way offline. And Seymour is into second easily with a 2-out double. That throw back to the infield was nowhere close. But luckily for Cleveland, Santana was back there to back it up. So Seymour with a 2-out double. He's 2 for 3 tonight, and back to the top of the order in Chandler Simpson. Simpson has an 0 for 3 night going. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. "1-0 pitch on the way from Bybee to Simpson. So that's foul ball, and the count's now 1-1. Simpson's lined out twice and grounded out in the game for his 0 for 3 stat. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. A bunt, and it is foul. Ball and 2 strikes. Simpson tried to catch Cleveland by surprise there a little bit with a bunt attempt, but he bunted it foul. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Bybee to Simpson. Downstairs as that bounced. Counts even 2-2. Bybee's pitch on the way to Simpson. The 2-2. Hit to short on one hop, and the throw over to first in time to retire Simpson and retire Tampa Bay in the top of the 6th. Seymour stranded at second. We head to the bottom of the 6th. It remains 4-0 Rays. As for Cleveland in the bottom of the 6th, it's going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters, Jones, and then the top of the order, Kwan and Martinez. Down by 4 as Cleveland's consecutive scoreless inning streak has reached 24. Trying desperately to find some kind of offense to get out of this big offensive funk they're in right now. White Sox have broke for 3 runs in the bottom of the 1st against the Royals. White Sox lead 3-0 after 1 on the south side of Chicago, and Pirates get a run in the 1st inning in St. Louis. Pirates lead that game 1-0. That game now through 1. Red Sox still lead the Orioles 4-3. Top of the 6th in Baltimore. Yankees now a 2-0 lead over the Nationals. Top of the 4th in the Bronx. Still 3-0 Phillies over the Mets, bottom of the 3rd. So Seymour's first start is finished after 5 innings as Clevenger is going to come on to pitch now for Tampa Bay. Clevenger making his 52nd appearance of the year, 1-4 record, 1.96 ERA. 14 walks, 59 strikeouts in 46 innings. So the line for Seymour, 5 innings, just 1 hit. No runs, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. as he threw just 67 pitches. So a phenomenal start for Ian Seymour tonight. But Clevenger on in relief to try and keep the shutout intact. And Clevenger's first pitch to the number 9 hitter Jones is outside for ball 1. One-0 pitch. That's bounced to short, and the throw over to first in time as Williams makes the play over to first for the first out. And now we're at the top of the order, Stephen Kwan. Kwan is 0 for 2 tonight. Kwan is grounded out twice and takes a strike right down the middle here, 0-1. Clevenger's 0-1 pitch on the way to Kwan. That's a little inside. That'll even the count a ball and a strike. One pitch is bounced again to short, and the throw over to first in time for out number 2. So Williams has had 2 consecutive plays there at shortstop. And it will bring up Martinez. Martinez steps up. He went 0 for 2 against Ian Seymour. Clevenger delivers. Strike 1. Martinez has struck out and grounded out. Martinez fouls this away, and Martinez in an 0-2 hole. Clevenger gets set to deliver the 0-2 pitch to Martinez. Foul back. Martinez stays alive. Comes another 0-2 pitch from Clevenger to Martinez. Downstairs, a ball and 2 strikes now. One-two pitch on the way to Martinez from Clevenger. Bounced foul. Martinez stays alive. Another 1-2 pitch from Clevenger to Martinez. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And the offensive woes continue for Cleveland as they're retired 1-2-3 in the 6th. On to the 7th. Rays lead at 4-0. It's going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Tampa Bay. Diaz, Lau, and Caminero due up in the 7th inning. As we might have seen the last of Bybee on the hill tonight for Cleveland. He has thrown 95 pitches through 6 innings. It's allowed 7 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned. Walked 3 and struck out 3. But this Cleveland pitching staff is getting absolutely no help from their offense. As I've said it 3 or 4 times tonight, but their scoreless inning streak just continuing to grow. It is now 25 consecutive scoreless innings for this Cleveland offense. A terrible, terrible time of the season to go into a bad offensive funk like Cleveland has done. Couple updates on some scores. The Twins have scored in Toronto, so that is now a 5-1 Toronto lead, bottom of the 4th. Angels put up a run in the top of the 1st at Texas. They lead the Rangers 1-0. Bybee is going to be out there at least to start the 7th inning for Cleveland, as he will face Diaz, leading off in the top of the 7th. Diaz is 1 for 3 with a double. And the first pitch at the top of the 7th inning is upstairs for ball 1. One-0 pitch. That's on the inside corner for strike 1. Counts even a ball and a strike. 1-1 pitch. That is hit pretty well to left, and you can forget this one. That ball is gone. Diaz sends it out to left. And Diaz goes deep for the 22nd time this year, and RBI number 74, and it makes it 5-0 Rays in the 7th. As Diaz sends that out 384 feet to left center field, and that's going to do it for Bybee on the mound. As the second home run allowed by him tonight will chase him out of the game after 6+. And he exits now trailing 5-0. So the final line for Bybee tonight, 6+ innings. 8 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned. 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. 98 pitches tonight. As he will exit here in the top of the 7th inning. For the new Cleveland pitcher, Tim Herrin. Herrin will be on for the 43rd time, 4-3 record, 4.28 ERA. He's walked 25 and struck out 33 in 33 2/3 innings. So this Cleveland pitching staff, as Bybee had a chance to get to 10 tonight, this Cleveland pitching staff will still have none of their starting pitchers have yet to reach the 10-win mark, and it's not going to happen tonight, as Bybee's on the hook for the loss. So Herrin coming on just to try to keep this game where it is at a 5-0 game. And his first batter he will face will be Brandon Lau. Lau is 1 for 2 in the game. He has scored one of the 5 Rays runs. Singled and he's reached on a walk. So Herrin's first pitch of the game is up and in for ball 1. It's the 1-0 pitch. Time called by the home plate umpire as it has started to pour down rain in Cleveland. And they're going to bring the tarp out as the skies have opened up over Progressive Field in Cleveland. So this game is going to go under a delay. Skies started to look a little threatening, and sure enough, the rain has arrived. So this game will go into a rain delay with Tampa Bay leading 5-0 in the top of the 7th inning. So the tarp going onto the field, and with a rain delay taking place, I am going to go ahead and pause this live stream until this game resumes. But beforehand, let's quickly run down the MLB scoreboard as it is to this point. Top of the 7th in Baltimore, Red Sox still lead the Orioles 4-3. Bottom of the 7th in Miami, Marlins still lead at 1-0 over the Braves. Top of the 5th at Yankee Stadium, Yankees 2, Nationals nothing. Bottom of the 4th in Toronto, Blue Jays have added to their lead. It's back to a 5-run lead as they lead the Twins 6-1. Top of the 4th at Citi Field, Phillies 3, Mets nothing. Bottom of the 3rd in Milwaukee, Diamondbacks and Brewers are scoreless. Top of the 3rd in Chicago, White Sox 3, Royals nothing. Bottom of the 2nd in St. Louis, Pirates lead the Cardinals 1-0. And the bottom of the 1st in Arlington, Angels lead the Rangers 1-0. Coming up in about an hour and a half in Seattle, big series here, Padres and Mariners. Padres in a first-place tie in the NL West with the Dodgers. Mariners currently hold that 3rd and final wildcard spot in the American League. And coming up in a little less than 2 hours, Tigers and A's, and also the Reds and the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. Here it's 5-0. Rays lead Cleveland in the 7th inning. There's a rain delay. I'm going to pause the live stream here while there's a rain delay, and when this game resumes, I will be back on with you once the weather clears out in Cleveland.